Hello and welcome. I am Shauna Teaken, and this Zoom, is it possible to regrow your teeth and gums, is a very exciting topic. Stay with us. We will go for about an hour and we will answer any questions you have right at the end, and I will stay on as long as you like answering questions. It's not a problem. But if you would hold your questions to near the end, that would be fantastic. Also, thank you so much for coming on live. I know it's not always easy in our busy schedules to join a Zoom telecall live, but there's a special reward for you because we're going to be doing a process to dissipate plaque, to actually activate the microorganisms that we should all naturally have that take care of plaque for us. And that will not be on the recording. That is the gift for you being on live. So we're going to pause the recording, do the process, and then start the recording again. So that's my gift to you. And that will be later on in the call. Translators, please ask me to slow down or explain or say again, repeat anything that is not clear. I understand that I have a strange accent because I come from Australia, the land down under. So I totally get it. I also get very enthusiastic, very excited, and I might go too fast. So it's not a problem. I can repeat things. Also, for all of you, I will be giving you a link to not just the recording, but also a PDF with lots of information, lots of hints and tips to take care of your mouth naturally. I will be sending you all of that. Probably not tonight because it's already 8 p.m. here in Brisbane, Australia, probably tomorrow. So there's a nice little bunch of information coming your way. So let's begin. Tonight, I will be sharing with you the one thing that if you took away only one thing from this Zoom, could begin changing not just your dental health, but many, many other areas of your life. I'll also be telling you my 3 top secrets to having healthy teeth and gums, a mouth that you're proud of and not ashamed of or embarrassed by or feeling less than. And you can begin using those 3 secrets right away to begin changing things for yourself. So, oops, we've just got another person coming on. So, where to begin? Many, many people on. Isn't that wonderful? Okay. If you're someone who is struggling with tooth decay and or gum disease, often the 2 things go together, but you can have gum disease and not necessarily have tooth decay. If you have tooth decay, you probably started with gum disease and it went unnoticed. And yes, B, I can. The gum disease went unnoticed and led to more problems with your teeth and gums. If you have problems with, I'm just going to make B our co-host so I can completely pay attention to all of you. If you struggle with tooth decay and gum disease, you're in good company. A very high proportion of people right now on the planet, with even all the modern dentistry and all the knowledge we have, struggle with some form of gum disease or tooth decay. The statistics that we have are basically from the United States of America, but they show that a very high percentage of the population has already got gum disease. And you may not even know that you're in trouble with your gums until you are told by the dentist you've got a tooth that's loose. It's maybe you're in danger of losing it. Many people have got gum disease and they don't have bleeding gums or any sign of it. So you're in the right place if you're struggling with decay in your teeth and gum disease on this Zoom. You're in the right place if you suspect that something else should be possible for you that goes beyond very expensive cosmetic dentistry or reconstructive dentistry. Now, this call is about the Happy Mouth system, generative energetic dentistry, but it's very practical. It deals very clearly and strongly with the physical side of dental health. However, and we do not resist dental procedures. We're not against dentists. In fact, anything you have done at the dentist will only be benefited by the Happy Mouth processes. For example, if you or your children are thinking of having braces to straighten your teeth, with the Happy Mouth system, that can be speeded up and made much more efficient by the processes we have. And sometimes, even though we have processes to get rid of decayed teeth or a hole in a tooth and to repair gums, sometimes a tooth has gone so far that it can't be retrieved or saved. It has to come out. Luckily, we know you can grow a new tooth in its place. If growing a new tooth is not practical for you, is not something that you even want to do, if you decide to have a dental implant, that means a tooth put into the mouth, then the Happy Mouth processes will make sure your body doesn't reject that tooth, or that you have enough bone strength and density to have an implant, and that your gums will be healthy and hold that tooth in place. So you're in the right place if you've just about given up going to the dentist, if you hate going, you're afraid to go. I've been there too. Financially, it's just not possible for you. And you're also in the right place on this Zoom if you really don't have tooth decay or gum disease or problems with your teeth, but you may be experiencing jaw pain. You may be a clencher and grinder at night while you're sleeping. You may have a misalignment of your jaw. And all of those things can be dealt with and addressed with the Happy Mouth system. So let me tell you, if you've been told that the state that your teeth are in right now is due to the fact that you've been bad, naughty, you haven't cleaned your teeth properly, you've forgotten to clean your teeth, you haven't been flossing, you haven't been going to the dentist enough, bad, naughty you, shame on you, blame on you. If you believe that you've been eating all the wrong foods and that's why your teeth are the way they are, is that really true? With the Happy Mouth system, we look at much more than those obvious, I did this, therefore now I have this problem. There is a lot of other things going on behind tooth decay, gum disease, and all the other problems with the mouth, other than not cleaning your teeth or eating too many sweeties or lollies. Okay, that's a relief, isn't it? You can also release yourself from the belief that dentists and dental hygienists will push at you that as you get older, there's nothing you can do about your teeth deteriorating and your gums receding. That's just aging. We've been told that. There's not really much you can do about that. The gums won't grow back, your dentist will tell you. No, you can't grow any more teeth, your dentist will tell you. Well, is that really true, or is there something else possible? So you're in the right place to find out lots more about that. That's why I called this Zoom, Is It Possible? We're going to play with, is it possible to regrow your teeth and your gums? Is it possible not just for me to do it, but for you to do it? That's the important part. So I've been working in the health and fitness healing area for about, well, I'm 63 years of age, so about 43 years. I grew up in the beach suburbs of Sydney, Australia, surfing, being out in the sun all day long, a very active lifestyle. My mother was a yoga teacher in the 1960s. We had a very healthy outlook on life. We had regular trips to the dentist, and I had no fillings as a child, no problems. I didn't have braces. My target has always been finding out what would keep a body youthful. Why do bodies have to age? And I've been through all the forms of meditation you can possibly imagine, all of the different health diets, vitamins, everything you can possibly think of in my search for what is the answer to how to keep a body young. And, excuse me, I was young then. I didn't really need it when I was 20 or 30 or 40 or 50. Maybe I don't need it now. But on my journey, I've been willing to look at whatever's come along. Show me, show me, show me. I kept following that. I was an Access Consciousness certified facilitator for 8 years and an Access Consciousness 3-day body class facilitator for 5 years. Marvelous system. I use the tools of Access Consciousness every day. If you've ever had your bars run, you'll know I still get my bars run every week. Fantastic. The Happy Mouth system came to my attention when I was in my mid-50s and I was having some pretty horrible teeth problems, which just, suddenly, but it wasn't suddenly. I had some deep underlying problems. I was afraid to go to the dentist because of what they might find. I was in a lot of pain. I knew that I had impacted wisdom teeth, but I thought there should be a natural way to deal with that instead of having to have them out. I was wrong. If your wisdom teeth should go up this way and there's no room for them, they go that way and they kill other teeth on the way. And mine were rotting and decaying beneath my jawbone. But I'm very stubborn. So I went to a surgeon and I had them removed, but there were problems left after that. I had a lot of decay in my mouth because in the 10 years that I refused to go to the dentist because I was too afraid of what they would find and what they would say, I wasn't getting my teeth cleaned and I wasn't addressing what was actually going on in my mouth. That's when I found the Happy Mouth system. I'll tell you more about what occurred and what happened for me a little bit later. I want to tell you what the one thing is, the one thing that if you take nothing else away from this Zoom, this hour we have together, is this. With the Happy Mouth system of being able to regrow teeth, gums, get rid of tooth decay, grow new bone, and a whole lot of other things for your mouth, it does not depend on you having 100% belief in the Happy Mouth system or 100% belief that you can actually do this. What it depends on as a foundation is you having 100% belief in the possibility that it might be possible for you. And then it's a matter of little baby steps along the way. I can say to you that if you applied that to every area of your life, that you do not need 100% belief in you being able to make $100 million. But if you believe it's possible, you can begin that journey. And as you go along, it becomes more and more possible and more choices and following the energy. That may seem very simplistic, but actually it's the key here. I don't need to convince you. I don't need to show you photos, x-rays, a whole pile of stuff. None of that would work for you if I had to convince you. But if you have just a little bit of a sense, hey, this might be possible. And then the playful curiosity of a child that goes, there's something here. Let me follow this. Let me follow the energy here. Ultimately, for me, the Happy Mouth system, once I got out of the awful state I was in with my teeth and my gums is about, we call it a youthening system. The health of your whole body actually depends on the health of your teeth, your gums, your tongue, all of the tissues and structures here. Actually, we know that about 80% of any disease or disorder in the whole of the body can be traced to what's going on in the mouth. Once you clear up this area, heal it, release a lot of the emotional trauma and drama that's stuck in this area, the whole body can begin to heal itself. But more than that, it begins to youthen, which is the opposite of aging. We'll talk more about that. So that's the one thing. You only need a belief in the possibility that something else can change or something else is possible for you. Now, what are my 3 top secrets? And they are amazing. And they're not really secrets. They're kind of obvious to me, but they seem hidden to a lot of people. Here's number 1. Your body, my body, all our bodies they are designed to heal, repair, and grow themselves fresh. We see that when you burn your hand or cut yourself. It will heal. Unless a germ or a bacteria gets in there, it will naturally heal. But that should be working on every level in every part of your body. It is the way the body was designed, as a self-generating, self-repairing system. However, over time, something or many things have been done to alter that. In the Happy Mouth system, we begin unlocking those alterations or changes. For example, if you chip a piece of a tooth off, you bite into something hard and it breaks off. Have you ever done that? I've done silly things where I've tried to open something and I've chipped a bit of a tooth. Your body should receive the information, chipped tooth, and respond appropriately by remineralizing and rebuilding that. Now, it doesn't do it overnight. We're not talking about magic and joining, Hogwarts Academy here. We're talking about the body's natural processes. Depending on how big the piece of the tooth that's broken off, it could take 6 to 8 months to repair and build. For example, if your gums are starting to recede or pull back from your teeth, which is quite, not only is it not attractive, it's not so pretty to look at, but actually it exposes the roots of the teeth to more decay, more wearing away. Your body should respond and replenish those gums. But something's gotten in the way of those processes occurring, so the body is not receiving the information and it's not responding. So the body naturally has those capacities. The Happy Mouth system is about activating those sleeping, dormant, or switched off systems so they begin operating again. Secret number 2. I talked a little bit about this before. There is more to getting a hole in your tooth from tooth decay, a cavity, than not cleaning your teeth properly or eating the wrong foods. It has a lot to do with what you're thinking and saying, what your emotions are, your thoughts, and your feelings. What do I mean by that? Well, for anything to not be working well in your mouth, there must be an area in your life that is not working. Let me put it another way. If there's an area of your life that's not working well for you, whether it's relationships, money, business, creativity, it will eventually show up in your mouth. Just very quickly, I'll give you a little hint here. Tooth decay is related to an unwillingness to change and grow. What do I mean by that? Changing and growing is often very uncomfortable. And we've gotten used to our comfort zone. We've gotten used to, well, maybe this isn't the life of my dreams, but it's not that bad. Maybe this relationship isn't the greatest relationship, or this job or this business isn't the one I dreamt about or dream about, but it's not that bad. I'll just get comfy here and not move on. As we get older, we tend to get more and more stuck in that pattern. That's actually a form of stagnation, not moving forward, of decay. And this actually adds to tooth decay in the mouth. The good news is that you can change that. That's just a little hint. There's a whole range of those kinds of things that lead to your money flows, your relationships, creativity. As you address those issues in your mouth, those issues outside begin to change too. So, what's my third secret? There are some very simple things that you could start doing today that would change what's going on in your mouth. One of them is to stop using a fluoride sugared toothpaste. And in the information I'm going to send you, there'll be a list of toothpastes that we recommend that don't have fluoride added to them, and they don't have glycerin in them. Glycerin has been shown to destroy tooth enamel slowly over a period of time. So if you stopped using your regular toothpaste right away and started using one of the ones that we recommend, you're going to start adding to your dental health rather than destroying it. For example, one of the other things that we suggest is drinking a good filtered water that has an alkaline pH, not too alkaline, just a moderate one. Not sparkling water. Sparkling water is made sparkly by the carbonates in it to make the bubbles, and that's not good for your bones. So just a filtered water with a good alkaline pH. And you're going to hate me for saying this one, not drinking Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or other soda pops. Those things are really not good for your teeth and the rest of your body too, actually. However, there's a whole list of things that I'm going to send you that you could begin doing without taking a class, without having to come to a Happy Mouth class, that could begin to will begin to change, not could, will begin to change your dental health right away. They're my 3 top secrets. It costs you absolutely nothing to put any of those into play. Here's the thing. We've all been told, and we all just believe it, that as you get older, as each year passes, your body must lose vitality, maybe attractiveness, strength, energy, and your teeth will start to deteriorate and your gums will shrink. We've been told it for so long, it's so obvious to us, we do not even question it. I would like to suggest to you that as part of your body's capacity to repair, heal, and generate itself fresh is that as a tooth wears down with age or gets knocked out in an accident, your body has the capacity to grow another tooth underneath. In fact, probably at least 2 to 3 sets of teeth are possible for anyone that's on this call to have come through. Now, what that actually suggests is that if any one tooth is good for 60, 70, 80 years, if your body's in good health, and it will eventually wear down and need replacing, it will begin to degenerate. A new tooth will start to grow under it, just like it does for a child. push up the old tooth, push it out, a new tooth will come through. That new tooth could be good to go for another 60, 70, 80 years. Gets worn down, another one can come up. What are we up to? 160 years of age at the moment, 240 years, 300 years? Just a possibility. And I'm not talking about living 100, 200, 300, 400 years in increasing old age and all wrinkled like an old prune. I'm talking about living flexible, vital energy, the youthful enthusiasm of a child. This is what's actually possible for the body. This is what caught my attention about the Happy Mouth system. However, if you're in pain with your teeth, if you've got decay, if you've got problems, like me, I wasn't particularly worried about living to be 300. I just wanted to solve the problem that I was having then and there. So, and one of the other things that we're told too, I've got all my notes here so I don't forget anything. The modern version of healthy teeth is a very unnatural one. You could say that the modern version of a beautiful body is perhaps a very unhealthy one too. But we are constantly being shown images on all the social media, at the movies, everywhere you look, of these enormously big, startlingly white, perfect teeth, as if that is what we should all wish to have. As far as your body is concerned, as long as your teeth are healthy, they can chew and digest your food, that there's no decay in your mouth to poison the rest of your body's happy. We are the ones who judge our teeth, compare our teeth, feel ashamed of our teeth, feel we're not good enough with our teeth. Let me tell you, if you wish to change your teeth, your body, your money, anything in your life, you have to stop judging how it is right now. The only way forward, let's just talk about teeth and gums right now, is to stop judging what you have and start asking for what you would like to have. Make a list of all the things you would like to change with your mouth, teeth, and gums. Turn that list into questions. What's it going to take to change the color of my teeth? What's it going to take to change the tooth decay, the jumbled teeth, whatever it is, write it down. Every time you look in the mirror and judge what you have and go, oh my God, I hate my teeth. Oh no, I'm getting old. What's going to happen? Nothing can change. You lock it in. So the first step is to have allowance for what you have. I know that's not easy. And gratitude, sometimes that's not easy either. At least you've got the possibility of change now at any age. Now, let me tell you some case studies. We had, up until 5 years ago, the only way to learn the Happy Mouth system was by buying a telecall series that was once a month. Dr. Tom would give a 1.5 hour telecall, and you'd have to wait another month to get some more information. We had a man in his 70s, and I know him, so I can talk about this. He lives in Brisbane, and he took the telecall series. He had all of his systems activated. He had begun regrowing his receded gums. Now, he had to go to see a dental hygienist every few months to get them, cleaned and looked at and all of that. And she was amazed because she'd never seen gums regrow. That doesn't compute for these people. What's amazing to me is that she didn't say, what have you been doing? Tell me about it. She didn't ask him. One of our other case studies is a young lady who had, I've got it written down here, gingivitis. She said, I'm so beyond excited. She had her Happy Mouth systems activated. My dentist told me not to see him for another 12 months. I have had receding gums, gingivitis, that's inflamed gums, and TMJ. And this is the first time ever, no concerns. Now, I know the practitioner that she went to, the Happy Mouth practitioner. What I know is that in the first 21 days, her gums stopped bleeding and the inflammation in her gums stopped. When she says her TMJ and gingivitis, TMJ and receding gums got better, that took longer. Why? It's a more entrenched thing. Gums are soft tissue, they're readily changeable. We've had some amazing success stories with Happy Mouth. So to fast forward to my particular case, long story short, okay, the dentist that I was going to see after I had my wisdom teeth removed, this is before I found Happy Mouth, took x-rays and said, right, you need 6 fillings. Showed me the x-rays and God, how much is this going to cost? Okay, fine. Let's make a schedule, you know, each month or each fortnight, every 2 weeks, we'll do another filling. Okay, I took the Happy Mouth classes. My mother ran the points for me on my head. After 6 months, I'd found a new dentist. She's lovely. I love her. I really suggest that you find a dentist you like, not one that you merely endure. Why? Because your mouth is an intimate, private place, and you really don't want someone you don't feel comfortable with sticking their fingers in your mouth. Find a dentist you like and you trust. I went to my lovely new dentist. I said, lovely new dentist, Yvette, I'm ready to get these fillings done. She said, you don't need any fillings. And I said, yes, I do. I've seen the x-rays. My last dentist told me I need 6 fillings. And she said, no, you don't need fillings. There are some areas in your mouth that we will watch, but right now you need no fillings. And in fact, I've needed no fillings in the whole time, 5 or 6 or 7 years I've been going to her. I hadn't quite realized how the Happy Mouth processes would work. The holes in my teeth had filled in, but it had taken that 6 months and I hadn't really noticed, to be honest. I wasn't looking for that. I had other serious issues I wanted to clear up. So that's my experience with the Happy Mouth. What I will say to you is, we had a lady that needed bone grafts as well. As you get older, as we're all told, especially ladies, after menopause, your bones can get light and not as dense as they should be, which is a worry. If you've got loss of bone density in your jaw, your teeth can get loose. You can lose teeth. Hers was so bad that her dentist sent her to a specialist. She was going to need bone grafts, where they take some bone from your rib or your hip to try and get the bone density. Thank goodness the COVID thing hit 2.5 years ago. She couldn't go back to the specialist, but she did the Happy Mouth class. She had her systems activated. After 6 months, went back, and he said, oh, you don't need bone grafts. Her bone density had increased. So how's it get any better than that? So the Happy Mouth system was developed by an American dentist. It takes care of the physical systems that should be activated that I spoke about before, where your body should receive some information that something needs to be done and then respond appropriately. We have a lot of physical, we have points on the head which relate to purely physical things in the body: bone density, your lymphatic system, your saliva. Who knew that having enough spit in your mouth was so important? Regrowing teeth, regrowing gums, repairing nerves, physical things. We also have a number of points which relate directly to awareness, having more awareness. Having more awareness is amazing, because then you begin to see what choices you're making in your life, which are maybe not the greatest contribution, not only to your teeth, your mouth, your whole body, but to your money, your relationships. We have two very important points called receptor, responder. Receptor, responder points are that thing about your body receiving, receptor, information and responding appropriately. What we've found is that people's receiving on all levels begins to change. Oh, someone's asking me, how frequent would the treatments have been for the lady improving her bone density in her jaw? Thank you. Yes, all of the happy mouth activations are done every day for 21 days by another person. A happy mouth point activation system takes about 15 minutes. Every day for 21 days. That's how often. Once the system is activated, you do not have to repeat that 21 days again for those particular points. So that answers that one. So, oh, time is getting on. Would you like me to, how about we run the process for plaque dissipation? This is a little bit like a sort of guided energy exercise. It would be really good if you held your face. Now, if you were doing this as a practitioner, the person would be lying on a massage table and you would be behind them like this, you know? But if you're going to do it today just for yourself, I'm going to read out some words to you. If you're familiar with the concept of a clearing statement, in Happy Mouth, we use a series of words which address where an energy first began in your history. Maybe when you were 2 years old, maybe before you were even born, maybe in another lifetime. Understanding the words is not important, it's the energy. I will send you the clearing statement in your whole pile of information, so don't worry about trying to write it down. Okay? What this means is that any energies, anything that doesn't allow this process to be activated, we're going to get rid of that block, whether it's a belief system you have or something you've been told or something you've experienced. Now I'm going to ask the translators to pause their recordings. I'm going to pause mine because this process is not going to be on the recording. Only people who came on live are going to get this process. So let me just, so that's the plaque dissipation process, which is taught in the Happy Mouth 3-day class. It's one of many processes we have. We have one for gum recession, for growing new teeth, for many things. So here's the thing. You can access the Happy Mouth system and learn the head points to activate for gum disease and tooth decay, the two most common problems, the problems that must be treated first before anything else. If you wish to grow a new tooth, you've really got to deal with any gum disease or any tooth decay that's in the mouth first. We have put that into a little mini 3-hour class called the Basics class. You come along to that class and you are shown the head points and you practice on another person and you have a manual, and after the class you can go home and run those sessions on your family and friends. You can't run them on yourself, but we allow you to show your manual to your sister or your friend and they can run your head points for you. When we say run, we just mean massaging very gently for 2 to 3 minutes each point. And there's 6 points in the Basics class. 21 days, every day for 21 days. And there's some clearings using the Happy Mouth clearing statement in that class. if you just like to give this whole thing a try and see how you go. You can, if you like, go straight into the 3-day class and you don't need to do the basics first. But if you did the basics class first, we give you your money back. It's $270 US for the basics class. We give you that money back when you take a 3-day class. So the basics class will be for free if you take a 3-day class. In the 3-day class, you get all of the head points, all of the clearings, and it's a very intense class. We look at death, dying, generative, creative, blame, shame, regret, a whole lot of energies. We clear a lot of energies. It's a very intense class, but you have a full system, which at the end of that class, you are a certified practitioner of the Happy Mouth system, and you can charge money and run sessions on other people. Oh, thank you. B has put the, I've got a class coming up in June, which we will translate into Polish, Hungarian, and Romanian. We have the basics class translated into many languages, and we are getting it translated into Polish, Hungarian, and Romanian. So that will be ready very soon. The way that you learn it is by watching the videos online. So it's me teaching the class, and I demonstrate on a head, and you have someone there to demonstrate and practice with. Right. I would like to answer any questions because time is getting on and I've talked too much. Is there anyone, translators, I can answer questions in the other languages? Or if there's someone who just wants to unmute themselves and jump in.
Hey, Shauna, there is a question in the Hungarian group.
Okay, where are you? I can't see you, Christina.
I'm here.
There you are. There you are.
Yeah. Shoshana is asking if we can run on ourselves the Happy Mouth points, and if we are doing a session, do we also get the session like the bars?
That's a really good question. No, you can't run your own points. It feels good and you get a bit of a buzz out of it, but for full activation of the systems, it needs to be somebody else. And so you just get, it can be your mum on Tuesday, your son on Wednesday, and your best friend. It doesn't have to be the same person every day. Just show them the charts like this. It's very simple. It's very easy. Anyone can do it, really. And they have to do it for you. And know if you are, it's not like bars. If you're running a session, you're not getting a session. And I love access bars. Access bars deletes energies. Happy Mouth points activate systems. So they actually are very complementary, but very different. They do two different things. Yes, it works fantastically on animals. Thank you for asking. Cats, dogs, horses, kind of hard to do on tiny little creatures, but yeah, yes, it works fantastic on animals. Highly recommended, and people have very good results. I just have to answer one question. Somebody asked me, does it help with whitening teeth? The color of your teeth depends on what your mother ate when she was pregnant with you. Bugger! Damn! So it can help, but it's really slow. We have a thing, I haven't got one here. We recommend that you get, it's called a miswax stick. Native American, Indians, sorry, incorrect word, Native Americans and other cultures have been using these things for thousands of years. It's a piece of a willow tree stick. You can buy them. You peel the bark off it, you chew the end, to make it sort of like a toothbrush, and you clean your teeth with it. Wouldn't you know it, science has found that it's antibacterial. The minerals in it are actually bioavailable to your teeth, and it whitens your teeth. Yay, and they're quite cheap to buy. I've put the link in the information I'm sending you. There's that. Also, we recommend a mouthwash, mouth rinse, which is half hydrogen peroxide, 3%, and half gold Listerine, the original Listerine. And you swish it around for 3 seconds and spit it out. That has a whitening effect. Now, the good news is yellow teeth are stronger than white teeth. Yay, go yellow teeth. And because I have quite yellow teeth. And I've asked Dr. Tom about this, and he said, just get your teeth bleached. And I'm like, oh my God, no, I would never use a chemical process in my mouth. And he said, it's not that harmful for your body. Why not? So there you go. Yeah. Other questions?
Yes, there is another one.
Yes, hit me with it.
Do we have some people who attended the class who already regrowed their tooth?
Yes.
Any stories or something?
Yes. So here's the thing. There's two things here. Of all of the people who have taken the Happy Mouth classes and done the tooth bud generation process, that's what we call it, had that run on their body, it takes 2 years to grow a new tooth for it to actually appear out of the gum, right? We know that 2% of those have actually grown a tooth or are in the process of growing a tooth. That doesn't seem very high, but what we're finding is it's been 5 years now since our first 3-day class, right? And there was some telecalls before that. That, how can I put it? The more people want proof that it works before they will begin, those people are not going to be successful. I know that sounds bizarre. And in fact, I get a lot of emails, a lot of people write to me and say, please show me the evidence that people have regrown teeth. And I say to them, no, because that attitude will not actually be generative for you. The interesting thing that Tom said 5, 6, 7 years ago was that as it becomes more part of the, what would be the word, mass consciousness that it's possible to regrow teeth, we will actually see more and more and more of it occurring. And if you notice, there's been a few news stories coming up how scientists are experimenting with stem cells and doing all amazing assisted regrowing of teeth. This is good because it opens people up to the possibility that you can. Now, in countries such as Africa, a higher proportion of the population can and do regrow teeth spontaneously. They've never heard of Happy Mouth, right? They just do have Happy Mouth. They have happy mouths. Partly that's due to the fact that their diet is, we call it a paleo diet, right, or keto, but their diet is much closer to a natural diet for their bodies. And part of it is because no one has said to them that's not possible. They know their granddad did, or their uncle did, or their auntie did. Well, if you've lost a tooth, you grow a new one, don't you? So they have a higher possibility. The tribal people around the world living a close to natural existence, and in general, the African population has a higher percentage. How does it get any better than that?
Next one here.
Yes.
How many sessions do we need, and how many minutes one session is?
Do you need? Okay, we're getting technical. 21 sessions, 1 a day for 21 days. Running the points only takes about 15 minutes because you only ever run about 5 points in every session. Even though there are 16 points, you never run all 16 points in one session. It's too much for the body. The body stops receiving. It's not like a bars session where you run all the points in a session. So it might take you a couple of cycles, 3 or 4 cycles of 21 days to activate all of the systems, if you want to activate all of the systems, and you don't need to by any means. You may only want to activate the ones that relate to the areas you're having issues with. Then, see, we have the point sessions, but we also have hands-on processes. You could run someone's points for 15 minutes and then do a half an hour or an hour of a hands-on session for realigning the teeth or, changing something else in the body. You see, we know that if you have had a filling, you have a traumatized tooth. Doesn't that sound bizarre? A tooth that's had a drill applied to it, that awful sound, is a form of shock to the tooth that can be transferred to the nerve. And the tooth has no way of coming back from that. It stays in its little shocked space. The filling goes in, and then the filling is, well, if you've had a nice white modern filling, they're not as bad as an old-fashioned silver filling, but they have a different expansion and contraction to what the tooth does. So chomping down on that creates another form of trauma for the tooth. Anyway, we have processes to take off that trauma, because a tooth that's had that drill to it can often develop cracks under the filling. And once a tooth gets cracks in it, bacteria can get in and you can ultimately lose the tooth. Wow, that was a long explanation. Obviously, someone needed to know that, but yeah. But for all of these things, we have something to deal with them, whether it's jumbled teeth, a root canal tooth, which is a dead tooth, by the way, whatever thing you've got going on, we have a way of changing that. Except the whitening the teeth, that's, what else is possible with that? Anybody else?
Yes.
Okay, no, it's good.
You mentioned that our finances can be changed as well. Can you please explain this or talk about this?
How does that work? Yes, because what we're doing with Happy Mouth is opening up your receiving, your willingness to change, your willingness to stop judging yourself and be an allowance. So it's actually a deeply intense personal growth class, which is masquerading as a tooth class. But the wonderful thing is that when you change those deep emotional, spiritual, mental, whatever you want to call it, energies, the physical symptom, the physical actualization of those things changes. I'm making light of it, but actually it's life-changing to realize that the way that your teeth and mouth and your smile looks and is very much to do about how you judge yourself, of what's gone on in your past, what's been judged about you, what you've believed, a whole pile of stuff. And once you're free of that, it's called Happy Mouth for a reason. There's a happiness there. I actually dated a guy and I never saw his teeth. I never saw him smile, and we never kissed, thank goodness, because later on I found out that he was always like this. He was a great guy because he had terrible teeth, and he did eventually have them all taken out and a full set of implants, top and bottom. But this shame and humiliation that we have about our smile and the whole face can be changed. I don't know if I answered your question, Christina.
There is that how if we have financial problems, then how can we see it on our tooth? Is the question that what is appear on the tooth or our smiles that can show us it's a financial topic?
Because lack of financial happiness, lack of financial flow of enough money, of enjoying your life, however much money you've got, will show up in your physical body all the time. You must be judging yourself somewhere. You must be not receiving not just money, but on many, many levels for your money flows not to be working. Here's an interesting thing. For any of you who are having teeth problems, issues, let me ask you a question. This applies to money too, but we'll talk about teeth first. Do you actually have a capacity with teeth, mouth, and gums? A talent for healing in that area? And you might go, yeah, but I don't want to be a dentist. I don't even particularly want to be a practitioner of teeth stuff. But if you have a talent with something, for example, if you have a talent with money, with generating money, growing money, receiving money, spending money, and you've been told you don't, or you believe you don't, or you grew up in a poverty-stricken family, you will be walking around tuning in to all of the people around you with teeth problems, if teeth is your thing, with money problems, if that's your thing, and instituting that in your life as your energy, as your flows or currency, whether it's money flows, health flows, teeth flows. I know for me, I grew up with lovely teeth. Both my parents had lovely teeth with good health care. And when I was 20, I fell in love with a man who had terrible teeth, and we were together for 20 years. And at the end of the 20 years is when all my teeth problems appeared. Do I have a capacity with teeth and gums? Yes, I do. But once you admit it and go, wow, that's amazing, you no longer have to suffer the effects of that. I don't have to pick up on everyone's teeth problems around me and go, oh my God, I've got a pain here. I don't have to pick up on everyone's money struggles and go, oh my God, where's all my money gone? I can just go, wow, I have such a talent and awareness. I can be aware of what they're doing, but it doesn't make me shut down and contract. That might seem a bit far out there, but all I can say is that as you begin to have less judgment for yourself, more allowance for yourself, allow yourself to have more fun, more pleasure, more happiness, your money flows do increase. But when you're a tight little contracted worrywart and anxious, nothing can flow. Apart from running a whole money class here, I can't say much more. How's that, Christina?
Thank you. She says she has a chip. Her teeth. Oh, sorry. Starting again.
Yes.
So, her tooth started to chip when she got known that her boyfriend has chipped tooth.
Get rid of that boyfriend. Yeah.
And another lady is asking her teeth not really straight, and what does it mean?
Well, the quickest way to straighten your teeth, you may not want to hear this, is to change your diet radically. If you will have a very high alkaline diet for as long as it takes for the teeth to start to align, and then pull it back a bit to about a 60% alkaline diet, it's a challenge because it means giving up lots of breads, cakes, pastries, dairy foods, and eating a very, very healthy lifestyle. You see, in countries where people do eat a highly alkaline diet, they don't need braces for their children. And 30, 40, 50 years ago, people might have had lots of tooth decay, but they didn't need braces the way every second kid seems to need braces today. And we do have some processes to help the teeth, hands-on processes to help the teeth realign. And why do we eat the food we eat? Because it's comforting. It makes us feel better. It's part of that. I don't want to get out of my comfort zone. I just want to be comfy. I want to eat the comfort food. And it's easy. It's a big challenge. Kitty is asking, is it enough to activate the points once? Yes. 121 days of one system, they're activated. You're good to go. How the changes show up for you is different for everyone, because everyone has a different level of courageousness and ability and willingness to change and to receive. But if you're really willing to commit to your own happiness, amazing things can show up. Does anyone else have a question? Yes, who's that? Kitty.
Yes, there is a Romanian lady who has a question.
Okay.
The question was whether she can, if she cannot, I mean, if we cannot run the processes on ourselves, then can we teach somebody to run the process on us?
Yes, yes, we give you permission, please. After the class, you have your lovely manual. You, like I worked with my mom, or you bribe a child. I always say bribe a child, pay a child some money to run your processes for you, or swap with a friend. You know, you will find that that 21 days commitment, it's really a commitment to you, will yield you amazing results even beyond happy mouth. There is something about promising that you will do something for your body every day for 21 days. It's just, you'll hate it, you'll get angry, you'll be resistant, you'll find excuses. And if you persist and keep going, it's amazing what can show up in every area of your life.
There's another question here.
Is Kitty finished? Hang on, let's see. Is Kitty's
sorry.
finished? Yeah, good. No, that's all right. I don't want to cut anyone off. Where are you, Christina?
Sorry, there was something else also. She was saying that she has 4 teeth that are moving in the lower part of the mouth. I mean.
Okay, so she needs to get onto that very, very quickly. If they're already moving, yeah, she needs to get onto that fast. Okay, Christina, go for it.
So one of Shoshana is asking that her dentist says her bone structure is starting to recede, and that's why her teeth are moving and they will fall out. What does it mean? And can it be changed with this energy?
Yes, well, what it means is that her bones are not strong anymore, and the teeth go, sit in the bone. The bone needs to be strong and dense and thick. And sometimes, not just with ladies, but often with ladies, it's a hormonal thing. As we go through menopause, our hormones change, all of that, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada stuff. She needs to get onto a good mineral supplement for bones. And yes, these processes will help, but it needs to be addressed quickly because there may not be much time left to save those teeth. Once the teeth are loose, things have been happening for a long, long time. But yes, it can be changed.
Thank you. Petra is asking, can we get the Plaque process which does not contains in the recordings. Can we get it in written?
No. No. But here's a little hint. If you go to the Happy Mouth website, there is a video of Dr. Tom, a little short video of Dr. Tom, and he says the process, this process, he actually says it on that little video on the Happy Mouth website in all the languages. And you could play it and listen to it and write it down and stop it and play it. But don't tell anyone I told you that, okay?
One more question.
Yes.
Can we speak about the prices?
Yes, yes, sure. It's not a secret. You can ask. So the basics class is $270 all around the world for everybody. You get a 1.5 hour intro talk where I tell you all about what Happy Mouth is and the history of it. And then it's about 3 hours of the actual class, and you get the PDF of the basics manual. You can watch that class as long as you like, as many times as you like online. It's not a download. Now, it's meant to be for only 6 months, but you know, it's there. You can watch it as many times as you want to. You could even have someone on the table doing their points and watch the video so that you knew you were getting the head points right. Here's the thing. Once you've done it a couple of times, you begin to know, you can sort of feel when you're on the right point and you'll go, oh, I'm on it. Yes, it's a kind of a little buzzy feel. And you massage that point for 2 to 3 minutes. It feels really good. Okay. So that's $270. The 3-day class is different for different countries. Okay, so it's $16.95 for Hungary. I think it's the same for Romania, $1,695 for Romania. And I'm just looking for Poland. Patricia, is it the same in Poland? I'm not sure. Patricia, are you there? Is it the same price in Poland, 1,695? Yes?
Yes.
Oh, good. Thank you. So it's $1,695 for the 3-day class, the first time you do it. If you've already done the basics class a year ago, last week, whatever, $270 off that. There's a $100 early payment discount. All of this is on the website. Don't worry. You'll have all this information. If you want to repeat the class again, within a year, it's $585 to repeat it, for example. Now, when you take the online class, there's no recording made. There's no audio downloads, but don't freak out. Everybody gets to watch a professionally filmed 3-day class of Dr. Tom Colso giving the Happy Mouth system. We recorded this in India a couple of years ago. It's a fantastic class. People ask amazing questions because in India, there were some dentists attended, some very, intelligent professional people. They ask great questions. It's probably the best class Tom's ever done. So you get to watch that online as often as you like for 6 months for free. You can buy that recorded class if you want to. It's $1,695. But why would you buy it when you can do the online class for $1,695 and get the recorded class for free? If you understand. I don't know what $1,695 is in Hungarian forints, or I'm so sorry, but I can work it out for you. Is that the information that was needed, Christina?
Yes, thank you. And there is another one. If the bone structure problem with the lady, if she attended a basic class, can she change this moving tooth thing?
No, the bone processes are, and the bone points are in the 3-day class. The basics class will help gum problems, gum disease, not receding gums, and tooth decay. So it's going to help her overall, but it's not going to address that specific problem.
Shauna, I have a question. Did I get it right from the email that if somebody takes part in the 3-day class, then they get the basic class for free as bonus?
No.
No, okay.
If you take the bonus, if you take the basics class, $270, and then you go, oh, I think I'd like to do the full class, we give you $270 credit off the full class. So it's like you got the basics class for free. Does that make sense?
Well, to me, it's the same, no?
It kind of is the same, but you have to put that money out there and do that basics class first. It's a way of, yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. Would I give it to you for free? But you're not going to need it once you've done the 3-day class, because you'll get all that information in the 3-day class. The basics class is just to give people a way of trying it before they commit to the big class. So I have a question here. Oh, I did the stream freeze. Sorry about that. It's from Monica, and she says that I mentioned that the 3-day class is quite full on with lots of clearings. Yes. Having a sensitive body, I would really appreciate another short course like the basics, for example, with a theme perhaps around receding gums. That would be awesome. I know. So what I did was I made a series of 1-hour telecalls on each of those topics, but there are no happy mouth points and no happy mouth body processes in those 1-hour calls. So we spend an hour going through all of the clearings and all of the energies, but not the actual happy mouth points. So you have to understand that I didn't put this system together, that Dr. Tom is the boss here. And while I am the driver and I am the one who said, we've got to get this out to the world, Tom, and I have made the manuals and I've made the classes and I've pushed, he's actually the man in charge. And there's the basic class and there's the 3-day class. One day there'll be an advanced happy mouth class. One day my hope is that we will have more 3-day happy mouth facilitators. At the moment, there's just me and there's just Tom. You can become a basics facilitator, however, and we have about 15 of those all around the world. To become a basics facilitator, I can send you the information, but you need to have done 2 3-day classes. It used to be they had to be live ones in the room with us, but because we haven't been able to run a live class for 2 years more, you can take 2 online live stream classes as your qualification for a basics facilitator. The Indonesian price for the 3-day class, I'm pretty sure it's, I'll have to look that up because we haven't ever had anyone from Indonesia before. Could I get back to you, Deanne or Diane, about that? Or could you private message me or email me in case I forget? And I'll write.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
And
I'll email you.
I'll write to Tom and ask him, how much for Indonesia, Tom? Some countries pay, some countries pay $1,950. Some countries, most countries pay $1,695. And some countries like Mexico pay $1,440, but you know, that's just the way it is. Whew. Like if you live in France, you're going to pay a lot more. I'm just saying that's the way it works. Yeah, in France, it's $1,950. Okay, how'd you get so lucky to be Hungarian, guys, or Romanian or Polish? Okay, any more questions? I think I have talked a lot. Okay, all right. I am going to say goodnight. I am going to download, upload, do all that magic stuff to send you the recordings. You're so welcome. Please email me if you've got other questions. Our target is to get this out in the world as widely as possible. Dr. Tom will be streaming some classes in August. How's it get any better? What else is possible for you all and your lovely teeth? So no more judgment of your teeth. Okay. Love you all. Let me turn off the recording first. I'd like to thank our wonderful translators, Kitty, Christina, Patricia, so appreciate it, and B for doing a wonderful job of promotion. Couldn't do it without you. Seriously, 400 people. Woohoo! How's it getting better?